This week's AVA podcast is based on Shorties number 60, where we talk about Gaijin hunters in Japan. So, what's going on in Japan today?
Well, what's going on in Japan? Well, I'm not sure if you guys actually like putting on perfumes on your body.
Right.
Because everyone will have different kind of smell that they would like to have, right? But guess what? KFC in Japan has actually planned to release a chicken smell bathing powder. So, if you want to feel good coming out smelling like fried chicken, here's your chance, Here's your chance to go get one of it. It's going to make you smell like the fried chicken. Once you take that shower, come out, you're going to smell as good as 11 herbs and spices.
What's the catch? Like, is it trying to get people to be tempted by the flavored chicken that will make them want to go to KFC after that? Is that what they come out with?
Well, I think this is mainly the message that they're trying to show.
Oh, they're just
trying to marketing scheme for me, man.
They're just trying to make chicken lovers coming after you,
Yeah, I never knew that. Being called, hey, you smell like chicken today, it's a compliment.
Yeah, exactly. And
fried chicken.
It's like the only, just to stereotype here for a bit, the only people that you'll attract with this kind of scent is fat people, man. Which they already smell like oily chicken.
Yeah, they'll come after you. I'm sure they'll come after you. Where you get this.
That's pretty dangerous to say.
I'm just kidding, by the way.
No discrimination here,
It's kind of funny because, you have choices of perfume that if the choice of perfume you want to go with depends on the mood that you have for the day. So if let's just say you want to be a little bit much more sexier, then you choose a perfume that will probably give that kind of feel.
Yes.
So if you have an option, let's just say one fine day you'll be like, what would make you choose to go with, the scent of a fried chicken?
Yeah, I have no idea. I mean, I wouldn't put that kind of smell because, whenever I go to a lunch places that the smell is so strong, because someone's cooking at the back of the kitchen, and when you get out of that diner place or that lunch spot, you're gonna smell exactly what they cook. There's just instant perfume there, and I don't find a reason to actually put that scent on me.
I do have a reason. I don't take vegetarian food as much, but when I go to those places, I'll wear this kind of scent. So they'll be like, "Hey, you smell good." Where did you just eat? Oh yeah, I ate at this vegetarian place, but the smell is KFC.
So what does a fried chicken smell? Perfume supposed to smell like? Is it supposed to make you feel like it's crispier or?
They were saying that once you put this on, you're gonna smell exactly like the 11 herbs and spices that you smell from KFC.
I see.
That's the catch that you're gonna get.
It is messed up, man. I don't want to be smelling like food.
Yes.
Okay, so how's the reception? How are the people taking it?
So the thing is, if you want to get this, right, there's only limited up to 100 of bottles that will be given out. So Japan, how Japan has always run their system of giving out limited editions items, you have to go through a lottery process. You have to go get a number, you have to go try your luck and just wait till you get the lucky draw. And if you get it, you get to buy it. But if you don't, you can just smell it.
If you get it, you get to buy it.
Yes.
Whoa.
That's how some of Japan's limited item stuff works. You have to go through a lottery process.
Right. So
if you're the lucky,
what you're saying is, it's like an invisible queue.
Yes, it is an invincible queue. So that's the catch of if you want to have and smell like 11 herbs and spices, yes, you have to go through that lottery process.
Do you want to smell like 11 herbs and spices?
Not for me, man.
No, man, no for me, because I can't find an ideal place where I can use this.
No, actually, the idea of going to a vegetarian place and using it does sound like a good idea.
It's a good prank, but can't do that.
You
every
probably
day.
use it for prank rather than the other way around. Because you know what? If you guys are not interested with 11 herbs and spices, guess what? The creator of this perfume, right? They are called Village Vanguard. So it's like a cross promotion thing going on with KFC, right? They are actually specialized in food-like bath salt. So it's not just lemon spices. They have something else like aromas like pizza, beer, miso, curry powder, Korea jjigae stew, and stuff like that. So guys, you got a range of mood to put on, food mood to put on to yourself.
If I want to put a food mood to myself, let's just say if I want to smell like beer, I just drink beer.
Exactly. Why would I do that?
Or if I want to like smell like fish, I'll just eat like lots of fish and then just talk to someone in the face like real close and let the smell from there.
Yeah.
I'm just
So
imagining let's say this one salaryman called Jerry, right?
Jerry.
Yeah, he works in a corporate company and he's in charge of strategizing how to market certain things on the company. So there's a meeting and he's wearing his lucky KFC scent that day. He's just in a board meeting and he presented all his ideas. Then the boss is like, Jerry, your ideas are quite good, but I can't take you seriously because you smell like fucking chicken, man. Nobody's gonna take you seriously. Let's go have lunch. Yeah. So that's just me. It's kind of making people look down on you.
No, they just don't take you as serious. And it's like, let's go eat right now.
I think that is a fantastic idea. If they just want to like rile up things for a while, get people noticed. It's an absurd idea. And I think if you talk about like this kind of ideas that sometimes you don't really see other companies in other countries doing it because it's just so absurd. But if you talk about like us just being like crazy and wanting to try stupid stuff, I think at the back of our minds, like what happens if we create a perfume that smells like chicken? And I guess only Japan is the country who is dare enough to do something like that. To put the crazy ideas out and really see what people think. Yeah. And here's another crazy idea. And what I know today in Japan is that there is this virtual reality marriage thing happening. It's like people now has been applying to get married to one of their favorite anime characters from this adult game called Nizuma Lovely X Cashin.
Okay.
I think I got it. I think I got the pronunciation right. But it's done by this gaming studio, and well, the objective is they want to give Japanese men the confidence to get women and get married. So in order for them to see that kind of a step, which is illogical in life, you grow up, you get older, you have to get married, but they're not taking action. So they're trying to create this game so that it gives confidence for these men to actually go outside and meet women and, just propose and get married and stuff like that.
Right. So it's like a guideline, it's like you play through the game like Sims, and you wing it, the next time you go out and see a girl.
Yeah, but it's kind of creepy because I think, from the video I was seeing, like these people who apply and then once they're selected, they have this 5 minutes
interview,
5 minutes marriage kind of process where they put on VR and then there will be a priest who basically officiates the marriage, and when he says you may now kiss the bride, the person leans over and there will be another person holding a fig lips and just
that's just sad.
Kiss on it.
So
okay, that's really sad.
That's the weird thing that comes up.
I thought when you were first explaining this, I thought it's like the process of a married life.
Yeah.
That's what I thought, like preparing you for like real life.
Yeah.
But it turns out it's just the ceremony of a wedding.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Pretty much a ceremony of wedding.
I see. Then that makes more sense because I was about to ask you, how long does this game take? Is it going to take like 2 years?
Yeah. And the thing is that you put on this VR reality, and you go through that whole process. When you take it off, you're just back to where you started with nothing at all.
Well, at least you get to take a picture with a cut-out cardboard version of the character.
Oh man!
Hey, can I bring the cardboard back?
No, you can't because like 500 people get married to the same person.
Oh man!
This is just the same like all of the other games that you can actually get married with certain character in your 3DS games and whatnot. I don't know. This is just really screwing up the birth population in Japan,
There are a lot of dating games out there, though.
They do have that, like Japan is famous for dating simulation games.
And
Yeah,
and most of them are pretty much skewed towards men, I would think.
Mm-hmm.
And they allow men to like tweak the female characters to the point of, you know,
whatever they like, you know,
whatever
the
they like.
configuration.
Just a meat sack.
yeah, and it's like pretty much, you know, illogical. You know, it's like if you tweak it to a point to what you think your women should look like, it just kind of brings you further away from like the reality.
Yeah, that's what I get. Yes,
that's true.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just gonna make you feel even less confident when you go out and meet somebody else in reality. Yeah, it's really bad.
Do you guys?
I felt like there's a backlash to this wedding ceremony simulation where, you know, in that scenario, the girl will always say yes, I do. But in real life, like,
Nope.
oh, you gotta prepare yourself if she says no, man.
Yeah.
That's like a backlash where, let's say this guy, he got affected after the game, you know, it's a positive effect. I'm gonna get married, you know, then one day you go get married, and then during the ceremony, the girl just maybe say no.
Alright.
I think there'd probably be like some kind of like option for them to choose. I should say, if this girl says no, then I don't know, a pop-up message would say like, what would you do? Either you lose the game, or you can buy more gifts. You know, there's always this option that lets you continuously have it. So I guess like the game character would, the game designer would just design it in a way whereby eventually you'll win. It just depends on the steps that you take. And speaking of this kind of game, I did come across this one game which is, it's not dating, but it's quite absurd.
Right.
It's been advertising. I've been receiving ads of this kind of scenario like games. And one of the things is that I saw this lady. She's carrying a baby. And a guy pops up and it says like, "Hey, cute baby," and then the dialogue instantly changed where this girl say, "Actually, it's yours."
Oh!
God damn!
Whoa, things just escalated.
It's like
really quick.
It's like super fast. So it's interesting. Sometimes I guess it's interesting to play this kind of game just to know like how absurd it could be.
Yeah,
at one point,
it is out of the world, you know.
At one point, it got very popular to the point where, like, someone got married to their DS because of the character inside that game. So I feel it's a bit messed up, but hey, it's your life, man. Do what you want.
Okay. Here's a fun question, right? If you were to take the same path and you want to marry like your favorite anime female characters, who would it be? If you're given the chance, let's just say
Ram from ReZero. Yes, definitely. That's in my list.
How so?
Oh, I've loved it since the day I've seen it from the anime, man. I mean, if any one of you don't know, just type in REZERO and space RUM, then you get to see that character. But please don't choose her. She's mine.
Okay, what about you?
Oh man, I don't have an answer for this because I've never thought about this before. I'm not trying to be a jerk or what, but it's genuinely I never thought about this, so I don't have an answer.
You know when I ask this question, I don't know, most of the time I ask this question just to find out like some answers, and most of the time I don't have the answer. So actually, to be honest, I don't even know if I have one.
Right.
So Wilson, I think you just got punked. I think you might.
I should have started saying that first.
I think you might be a good candidate for I don't know, virtual reality marriage.
You have the address of this place, you know. Just gonna head my way there.
Yeah. Okay.
Right, fun times. But yeah, let's move on to our main topic. So our main topic today is quite interesting. It's controversial a bit. It's based on our Shorties number 60, which is Gaijin Hunter. So I think who
I mean, I've written about it, and you know, it's one thing that why we show about this is that you know, there's this term Gaijin, which means foreigner in Japan.
Yeah.
And it's been tossed around. Everyone knows that that's what it meant, but there's a lot of things behind that word itself. So like basically the Shorties came about Anakin, you know, from the other side, west side of the world, going to Japan, and that's where he's considered a Gaijin, you know, foreigner,
and he's hunted.
And he's hunted, yes, and as you can see, at the end of the day, Akira, who's a Japanese, who's at the end of the day just wanted to you know, hunt him down so that he gets to learn English.
Right.
Yeah, that's the deal, you know, and I think in general, if anyone's talk about people from the West, as in probably the Americans in Japan, they'll probably just think like, oh, you got.
I think
only speak good in
I think it
English.
applies to Europeans as well.
Yeah. I think it applies to Westerners.
I don't know if Russians have the same treatment, but I know definitely like the Southeast Asian, the Koreans, the Taiwanese, and China. They don't have the same because they don't have the same treatment because I guess like they're not really portrayed as they're not really perceived as like the races that speaks English. So I think when it comes to like Gaijin hunters, I think they specifically seek out foreigners who are more towards English driven.
Yeah, sure.
So I guess like there is a stereotype whereby they look into things that are more, it looks more English driven in nature, which tend to be white. I guess.
Actually, there's this one thing called the Gaijin complex in Japan. So it's a condition where a Japanese will always feel inferior to the Western people, especially Caucasians.
Right.
So Caucasians, like white people and all that. So
Is it because they are taller?
not just that. It's
Bigger.
It's because
Stronger.
because Japanese society in itself, it's a very closed society. Even though they are expanding, but it's still viewed as a very closed society.
It is.
They don't always travel outside of their country.
I mean that's the thing. Like looking into Japan, like you know, it's nice, you know, being there and all. But when you enter there as a gaijin for some reasons, probably working, studying, and all sorts of other reasons, except for maybe traveling as well. It's all good looking at it from the outside. But when you're there, you get different kind of
Treatment.
So what's this Gaijin complex?
So yeah, this Gaijin complex is usually viewed from Japanese society as they are generally viewed from an outsider's point of view as racism, but actually it's not. You know, it's actually that they are a closed society, so they don't have much experience in interacting with other foreign people, especially like white men and all that. So they don't know how to interact with them. Maybe their English is not so good. You know, maybe they view their mindset is very closed, stuff like this. So they get nervous or envious and all that, and it's perceived wrongly as racism. But actually, it's not.
But this isn't exactly the same thing that what Gaijin hunters are, right? Because like the Gaijin complex, if I'm hearing what you're saying, is that these are the people who doesn't want to approach them.
They would tend to avoid them.
They would tend to, and Gaijin hunters are like the opposite. Gaijin hunters are the ones that will approach them purposely for a number of reasons.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think the most common reasons is that, well, of course, they want to learn English.
Yes.
And I think it does make sense because I can imagine that if you were to be a Japanese and you want to pick up English and you're probably gonna spend a lot of money on English lessons.
Yeah.
So if you could just date someone and get like free lessons. Probably sex at the same time. I don't know. That's a very good deal. That's a very good deal. That's an absolutely good deal. Yeah, and here's the thing. It's like this whole Gaijin hunters they're not really genuine. It carries a negative connotation to it because like Gaijin hunters are people who are basically looking at people and approaching people, foreigners, not in the perspective of trying to be friends. They're looking at people in the perspective of trying to get something out. So whether if it's like learning English, which is one of the common factors, another common factor which motivates them to do so is so that they look like, you know,
They don't look their normal self.
They have like foreigner friends and they speak English too. You know, you have this air where you're really special. You know, it's like, let's just say, it just makes you feel special a little bit on the outside, not like
being part of the group. You know,
not being part of that foreign group, I guess, but not part of that local group, which instantly makes you become the attention grabber. In that whole place.
Yeah, because I mean, one thing that I've seen through videos, interviews, and stuff, and there were some people saying that it's great to hang out with people from the Western side. Makes you feel special, makes you feel a bit more different than the people that you usually hang out with.
Right.
Yeah. Yes, that's true.
If I could think of one frustration that a Japanese would normally have is that it's like he's so tired or she's so tired from working whole day, and then he's just on his way on her way back to home, and there will be a foreigner always asking for directions. And with Tokyo 2020 Olympics coming, there's going to be more foreigners coming to visit, and they're going to face this question even much more. And if I could think of like this frustration in Japanese, if I put it in the context of Gaijin hunter, as in the people who are being hunted, the frustration that they probably have is that, well, at first being approached sounds like a good idea, and start conversing with the locals and stuff like that. But as time goes by, if there's a lot of Gaijin hunter hunting you,
you feel annoyed
because it's not so much so that someone is coming out to strike a conversation with you, but it's someone who speaks broken English coming at you. It's like, so you face a lot of people who speaks like broken English at you, and as time goes by, you're just so you're just sick of it. You're just sick of like correcting things.
It's like the paparazzis keep taking pictures, but I don't understand these flashes.
But that's the thing about this thing that's going on. Like from their perspective, I mean, from the Japanese perspective, they are trying to like go after, being the Gaijin hunter, hunting the Gaijin. But from the Gaijin perspective, right? If you look at it, is that when we go in there and we try to go there and say like, you know what? I'm going to Japan and I'm going to speak Japanese. I'm going to try my best to speak Japanese. And when you go there.